If you own a bathroom renovation company and you are getting leads through the door, but your conversion rates of how many of those leads you actually turn into a bathroom job are not quite optimal, what I'm going to break down in this video is what our sales funnels look like for our clients that are doing bathroom renovations, so that every single lead that comes through the door has the absolute best chances of actually turning into a closed bathroom job. And why you'd be watching this video is if you already have a bunch of leads coming through, but you're not quite happy with the amount of them that are turning into closed jobs. I'm going to run through the marketing funnel associated with bathroom companies that we work with, as well as the sales funnel and what the scripts sort of look like, so that you get a better idea of how you should be running your sales funnel for your business so that you can increase those conversion rates. Now, some of our clients are converting as much as 60% of the leads that are coming through. It's totally possible for your business to get similar conversion rates if you have the right processes in place, and I'm going to be demonstrating that today. Now, why would you even listen to me? I've actually got a plumbing background myself. I've done marketing, I've done sales, and I've worked with dozens of bathroom companies, some closing as much as even one bathroom a day using these exact systems that I'm going to be showing you today. So if you own a bathroom renovation business and you need a better sales process in place in order to close more jobs, this video is specifically for you. And I'm going to be going through everything after getting the lead to actually closing the job so that you can walk through this video step by step. So what we're going to be doing is looking through our optimized funnel process for bathroom companies. So if we go here at the very top of the funnel, we have all your client acquisition steps. So we've got word of mouth referrals, we've got people coming from Google Maps, website leads, phone calls, we have even lead magnets. Now, if you don't have a lead magnet, this is a very worthwhile thing to do, because when you have lead magnets, you can get leads for a very cheap cost that, yes, they might not be ready to buy straight away, but if you put them through the nurture process we're about to talk about, you can actually get a very low cost per acquisition long term. And what that lead magnet might look like is 5 questions every homeowner must ask before starting a bathroom renovation. Now, if you speak to your clients, and you'll know this very well if you own a bathroom company, is a lot of your clients have no idea what you do, how you do it. All they know is that you guys can do a bathroom renovation, but they are not aware at all of what that process looks like. If you make a lead magnet like this that answers some very commonly asked questions, to you it doesn't seem like a lot, but to the customer, this is like pure gold. This is stuff they've never even known about before. And now that you've given them that free advice, they're more likely to actually do business with you. Now, as soon as we get the lead, what we want to be doing is sending them an instant email acknowledging that we've got their information and that someone will call them shortly. Why you want to do this is because, one, it shows that you're actively in business, you are receiving inquiries, and you are letting people know that you've actually got the inquiry. But two, is to start building that trust and rapport with the customer straight away, so that you can actually have better chances of closing because you sent them this instant email acknowledging. But the secret is, on this email, you want to build more trust factors, such as your reviews, video testimonials, all that great stuff. You want to be putting it in this email. It is really important because it's going to help with those conversion rates. Next thing we want to do is actually segment these leads with an assessment quiz. And what that looks like is this email will have basically a URL within the link asking them to fill out the form. You can actually have this form immediately with the website leads, so you can have it redirect to this form. You can even have it in the lead magnet. What this is going to do is separate them into tier 1, 2, and 3. Why you want to do this is because you want to see what stage of the buying cycle they are actually at. So tier 1 is red hot. This is someone that wants a bathroom renovation, knows that there's a bathroom renovator out there, and they want to act now. So those are the red hot leads. Tier 2 is someone that's looking around, so they kind of want a bathroom renovation, but maybe now is not the right time. And then the information gathering, so tier 3, these are people just more or less looking for a bathroom renovation sometime in the future, but they don't know anything about it. Then maybe they just bought their first home, and they are just information gathering for now. Just because you get these types of leads does not mean that they are rubbish leads. And what I mean by that is this is someone who is qualified. This is someone that owns a house and they have a bathroom that could get renovated. So that, as far as we're concerned, this is someone that's fully qualified. And what we need to do is put them through our nurture sequence. What this looks like is we'll send them monthly educational content, which does two things. One, it reminds them that we exist and you're going to be top of mind for them when they are thinking about their bathroom renovation. But two, it's educating the prospect. And the more you educate the prospect, the more they're going to be leaning towards you when that right time comes. On top of that, we can send them seasonal renovation tips based on summer, spring, winter, because renovations might be different in those times, especially if you live in colder or much hotter climates. You want to send them some client transformation stories. Again, this is just building that trust and rapport with the customer. And most importantly is actually budget planning guides. Now, you've actually spoken to your customers a lot and you would know this. People have no idea how much a bathroom renovation even costs. And because they are seeing things online with super cheap bathrooms, they're expecting the price to be lower than what a bathroom renovation actually costs, especially if you provide a premium service, you've got everyone under you, you're not actually using subcontractors, so the price is always going to be more. So as soon as you give them that price, the price range of 20 to 40 grand, all of a sudden they're like, well, I've been seeing bathrooms for as low as $10,000, so why are you $25,000? It's not because they want a cheap price, it's because they genuinely have no idea how much a bathroom costs. And as soon as you give them this education of how much it should actually cost, then they're more aware that a bathroom should cost that much, and therefore they will actually are more inclined to spend more knowing what they're actually getting when they're spending that amount of money. Next thing here, very important, the biggest mistake I see with bathroom renovation companies is they will call the leads and they will instantly prompt them to do a site visit, which is great, but the problem is you're acting like a McDonald's worker asking people for their order. Whereas what you should be doing is vetting the prospect to see what tier they're even in right here. And then you're gonna base your responses and the questions you ask on how hot they really are. And what that looks like is right down here. So you wanna incorporate a new script framework that asks very specific questions to see how keen they are. And do we need to do a site visit now? Or are they just information gathering? So essentially by you doing a site visit, you're wasting your time and you're not gonna get paid for it. The very first question you need to ask is based on where they came from. You need to ask, what's prompting you to make this inquiry with us today? Now, what that's gonna do is they're gonna give you the exact reason why they inquired. And some of these responses might look like, oh, I'm just looking around, which you know they're shopping around and they might not be essentially too keen. Another response might be like, oh, we just moved into a new house, we're not quite happy with the bathroom and just more or less seeing what's out there. The second response is a lot better and they might be at tier 2 instead of the first person, which is at tier 3. What we want to be doing is asking some very intentional questions to dig out why they're actually inquiring. So what that might look like is, what would need to happen for this renovation to feel like a complete success to you? What they're going to do is they're going to tell you exactly what they would need to feel or see for them to actually be happy with the bathroom renovation. So what they might say something like, oh, you know, if we could get an extra shower, or could we demo one of the bedrooms so that we could have a second bathroom? And there you have got the real dream desire that they're going for. So when you actually go for the quote, or when you're actually on site selling, you can bring this up so that you know what the actual main reason for them inquiring. That way you can have higher conversion rates, because instead of just giving them a bathroom, you're actually solving a problem. And that problem is they don't have enough bathrooms for their family's needs, and they need to introduce another one so that they can actually fulfill those needs. Another great question is, help me understand what's driving your desire to renovate now as opposed to later. And what that's gonna do is you're gonna find out how keen they actually are. Because if they say something like, oh, we're not like looking right now, we're more or less just gathering quotes and seeing how much it's gonna cost. That is someone that's shopping around, and you're gonna have to alter the script slightly to see if they are actually keen now and if they actually just wanna see some quotes. Whereas the second person might say, oh, we just moved into this new house, there's 2 adults and 4 kids and 1 bathroom is just not enough. So we need another one as soon as possible. That is a considerably better answer. And then again, you can tailor your sale towards that. The next question you could ask is, if I could wave a magic wand, what would your ideal bathroom accomplish for your daily routine? This is a very good question because they will actually tell you what they actually want to accomplish for the daily routine. And that way you can actually, again, tailor the quote to make sure they are actually being fulfilled and they're not just getting a bathroom, but they're getting a solution to all their problems. Now that we've taken them through the process and seen how much desire they actually want, we can determine, are they unqualified for the service, are they qualified for the service, or are they simply just not interested? Now, if they're not interested, we may as well, one, put them in the nurture campaign that we spoke about earlier, but two, actually ask them for a referral in case they do know someone that would like a bathroom renovation, and you can get their details so that we're not completely wasting this opportunity. If they are unqualified, we can simply give them a referral offer, just like the people that are not interested, so that we can make sure we don't completely waste the opportunity. If they are qualified, quite simply, we book them in for the site visit, we send them text reminders of the site visit that they booked, and we made sure in that text reminder, we actually send a picture of whoever is going to be showing up, so again, they can put a face to a name. In terms of pre-visit homework, we can send them emails that the client can read to make sure they've considered these questions before the meeting. What those questions might look like is making them aware of code compliance things so that they're aware before you even go there. And even here, you can answer some commonly asked questions that all your clients have so that they can, instead of wasting time answering those questions on site, you can spend more time actually selling the service. Next, we've got a video explanation. We can actually make a video and let them know exactly what we're actually going to be doing on site so that they are more aware of what the process looks like. You're educating them, but more importantly, you're giving them all this free value so that you look like the expert. So your chances of not only selling the job, but selling it for a better price, so you can actually be paid what you're worth, is going to be much higher than if you didn't have all of these. What you can also do is put them through an educational email series, and what that might look like is what to expect, as well as showing video testimonials of previous concerns from other clients that you have documented here. And what that's going to do is build even more trust with the customer, because the whole point of this is if they're going to be spending 20, 30, even upwards of $80,000 for a bathroom, you want to build as much trust as possible so that you are the absolute best choice in your industry for bathroom renovations. What the actual sales process should look like for your bathroom renovation company. And I touched on this earlier, and you don't want to be a McDonald's order taker. You literally don't want to be taking their order. When you're doing these site visits, you don't want them showing you around saying, I want toilet here, I want shower there. You want to be asking discovery questions to see what they actually want, but more importantly, you want to get the actual emotion out of them so that you can base your quote based on the emotion. Because again, people buy based on emotion and then they justify it with logic. So the whole idea here is you want to get them as emotional as you possibly can to get out the real desires that they actually want. Now, what that might look like is walk me through your current morning routine in this space. And what that's trying to do is they're literally going to walk you through what they actually do in the morning so that you can justify your quote based on what they do. So they'll literally tell you exactly what they do every single morning because it's routine of them and people don't regularly change their morning routine. So by asking this question, you can quite literally get them to tell you what they do. A very important question is what frustrates you the most about the current bathroom, and this way they will actually tell you what's actually frustrating them and the whole reason behind even calling you in the first place. A very great question that not a lot of people asked is, if this project exceeds your expectations, what would that look like? And they will quite literally tell you what they're looking for. And so when you actually write up a quote, you can exceed those expectations, one in the sales process, but even better in the fulfillment. So by the time you've actually done the bathroom, they're going to be extremely happy with the results. Now that you've asked the discovery questions during your site visit, now it comes down to the quote delivery. Very important here. If you're sending quotes just on zero or very basic quotes that don't look special at all with pictures or anything like that, you are immediately doing it wrong. You need to sell the dream, right? You need to have a quote with a bunch of pictures, a bunch of client testimonials. You really need to make the quote look as flash as possible, because if they're going to be spending that amount of money with you, they're going to want a lot of information, but they're going to want to see a lot of pretty things. That's going to get them emotional, and it's going to get them to buy. So a Loom video walkthrough is very good. So now that you've designed your really nice quote that points out all the current problems and shows them the dream outcomes of what their bathroom might look like, you want to send them a Loom video walkthrough to guide them through the quote, because no matter how easy you make this quote, even that a 5-year-old might read it, you will still have clients that are confused, and it's just not going to work. Like, they're going to read the quote, they're just going to see the price, and they're going to be like, I don't understand this. So they'll never be able to put value based on the price that you're charging. So you don't want any pricing framing at all. You want to actually walk them through the steps as if you are reading the quote yourself, and show them this part of the quote is this, based on what you said, we're going to be doing this, just all that sort of thing. So you want to be framing it as an investment rather than an actual pricing framing. So you want to be, in this video, you want to be walking them through the decision framework guide so that they can make the best decision based on what they actually want. And what this is going to do is help them evaluate the options systematically. And if you do all of these things that we just talked about, a lot of your competitors won't even be doing this at all. So this is all free reign for you, and you're going to have higher conversion rates, and you're going to be able to close more for more money. Now, most of the time, you're not going to get people that tell you yes straight away after seeing a quote for $40,000. So what we need to do is have a very powerful follow-up sequence that doesn't necessarily intrude on the customer, but it helps them make that decision that they're talking about. So week 1, we want to be focusing on value. You want to keep doing value, value, value. The more value you can give them, the more likely they are to say yes, because they can see that if I give you $40,000 for this bathroom, then the value far exceeds what I'm willing to pay for it. And the thing is, if you have an item that's $40,000 of value and it costs $40,000, it's not enough for them to make that decision. You need this thing that costs $40,000 to be worth far more than $40,000 to the customer, otherwise they won't say yes. And how we do this is by value stacking. So what you can do is send them an email. Now, you can actually get ChatGPT to write these emails as well. As I've been thinking about what you shared regarding their specific concern. Have you had any thoughts about their key priority? And you can make this a tailored message. The key point is here is this needs to be tailored. If you make a generic email, it won't work anywhere as well as if you had ChatGPT write up a prompt to go over these very specific things. And if you've been in business long enough, you'll know that your customers have the same generic concerns. There's not going to be anything too out of the woods in this part. And you want to follow this up with a phone call as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be over an email. But week 2, we want to deliver more social proof, and we want to just keep stacking that so that people can see that a lot of people have already paid for this service before. Look how happy they are with the results. And here's our portfolio as well of all our finished bathrooms. By week 3, you're more than likely going to hit an objection of some kind. You want to ask them what questions are coming up for you as you think through this investment. And if you say it right with the right tonality, people will often tell you that it's too expensive, which is a lie. It's a smokescreen. You really want to get the real objection out of them. And what you want to be doing here is asking them, if price wasn't an issue, what else is coming up for you? If the bathroom was free. And if you say it right, you will often get the real objection out of them, so you can overcome it by offering whatever it is that their concerns are. Now, by week 4, you are starting to lose them. And what you want to be doing here is walking them through the decision framework assistance. So help me understand what factors are coming up for you that's affecting your decision-making process for this bathroom. And again, if you say this correctly, or if you write it in the email correctly, people will often tell you what the reason is. Now, quite often it does come to price, but if you can show them the value of your service based on everything you've done in this funnel beforehand, you are more likely to actually win the job by stacking all this trust and value for the service that you provide. I hope you enjoyed this video of my walkthrough of what our sales funnels looks like for our bathroom companies. Now, if you are a bathroom company and you could use systems just like this to help you actually close more jobs, not only can we help you with the marketing so that you can actually get more leads coming into the business, but we can offer sales training as well as all these automated systems so you can actually close more of the jobs. And we can even train you one-on-one, or we can train you one-to-many if you actually have a sales team. So if that sounds interesting, you can book a call with my team below and we can help you do just that. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.